Today is July 2nd of 2022, and this is the mighty Aperiquela River. This is the mightiest river on my property, and at the moment it is the only river here on my property. Although sometimes Scatter Creek floods and it does come up onto the northwest corner of my property. Well, back in, I think 2004, almost 20 years ago now, I read a book put out by the National Geographic on the Amazon River, and I think it was published in '78. At that time, it was believed that the Nile was the world's longest river, but the authors believed that the Amazon was longer. They set out to prove it, and they started way up in the highlands of Peru at the headwaters of the Apurimac, and they floated on a bamboo raft from the headwaters of the Apurimac all the way down to the delta there on the east coast of Brazil. So I loved that book, and it influenced me heavily at the time. And at that time, I was like 19, 20 years old, and I loved fantasy and Europe and Scandinavia and J.R.R. Tolkien. And I came up with this whole little storyline. I was going to write my own fantasy novel. I never did, but I made a bunch of stuff up though, like my character Aelin, him and his buddy Indris, who was an elf. They were supposed to float down the mighty Aperiquela River to Othespia, whatever. A bunch of made up stuff, right? None of that really matters. But fast forward to 2020, I think it was January of 2020, or February maybe. I was in Thailand. I love Thailand. If you ever get the chance to go, you gotta go. And I was in an outdoor dining area, and I was eating some khao pad gai, some fried chicken, fried rice, and in this outdoor market area, I was surrounded by palms and bamboo and bananas and elephant ears and all kinds of wild, wonderful plants. I don't even know what a lot of them are still today. But it suddenly hit me, this is paradise. I want this in my own backyard. So I started researching cold, hardy, tropical plants, and that was when my garden started, when I got back from Thailand in the very early spring of 2020. So this garden is about 2 years old now. At that time, my mother-in-law just happened to be getting rid of this pond liner. She had a little garden pond, and she no longer wanted to mess with the maintenance of it. So she had her husband, my father-in-law, dig it up. They gave it to me, and I thought, well, if I'm gonna have a pond, I would like to have a stream and a waterfall too. So I made those things, low budget. I think this is the 4th version of the waterfall now, and I'm pretty happy with it. It's, I don't know, 20 or 24 inches tall. But having a water feature in a garden, it totally changes the dynamics of the garden. I've got birds in here all the time. Hummingbirds, lots of just birds I don't even know. They come in here and they drink water, and the dogs are in here drinking water out of the pond. The cats come and they stalk the birds and they try and catch the birds, but they never do. I get tree frogs in here. Super beneficial to have a water feature in your garden. So I love my very mighty river. I like my garden a lot, and I hope I will get to stay here and continue to watch it grow. That's all for now. Go grow something cool.